Good morning, stackers. The gold price has made a brand new all-time high. When is it silver's turn? Let's take a look at the prices, including platinum and others, with me, Joe Main. The show is brought to you by Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au, Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com, and my brand new, free for now, Silver Investor Club. I'll put a link somewhere below. This is on school.com. You are getting amazing value, and it's for free for the moment. This is for future silver millionaires. It's the community for new and veteran investors in physical, silver, and related assets like stocks. Join the club, and in return, you'll get a lively community of like-minded silver investors, exclusive specials from multiple bullion dealers. We're doing a live stream on Friday, a private live stream on the Silver Investors Club with a very good silver special from Ricky from Perth Bullion Exchange. Make sure you join and check that out. Regular price analysis, tips and tricks to invest in silver the right way, weekly live stream hangouts like I just mentioned, and anything else that we all come up with. Join for free for now. I think you'll be very, very pleased. Let's take a look at gold on the daily time frame, priced in USD. We have got 3,528 US dollars, a brand new all-time high. Congratulations to all. I have been saying, and let me pop on my indicators, just biggieing myself up just for a little bit. This was pretty darn obvious stuff anyway. While we were above, and while we have been above $3,350, and in particular, since we did the following, since we finally broke out of that downtrend line, that was the big kicker for me to say, okay, great that we're above 3,350. Now that we're above there, if you've been watching my videos the last, number of weeks, we're above there, but in the last few days, above there, new all-time high coming in gold very, very soon. I said in just a mere amount of weeks, not months and months down the track. We did it in less than a week. Okay, so pretty much looking fantastic for gold. Now, how high can it go from here? Now, of course, let me say, put everything in, with a grain of salt, etc. I think over the longer term, gold is going to much higher from here. $8,000, $10,000 US dollars, possibly even more. Who knows? Okay, we're in price discovery at the moment, but of course, number go up and also number go down. So I don't think at this stage we're going to see a massive run from here. I think this might be over the short term, this is the last little splurt of the gas tank before we have a little bit more of a dip. Could I be wrong on this? Absolutely. Should you dollar cost average into your favorite metals? Yes, of course. But on balance of probability, and this is why I'm showing you that it's, as I've been saying, we would make a new all-time high. What we do when we get there, I remains to be seen. I do lean towards some kind of little blow-off kind of top from here, and then a lower price. Now, where down to, I don't know. It depends where we go up to. Here's what I'm thinking, okay? And if you have a differing opinion, let me know in the comments. And if you're just here for the longer term, it doesn't matter. Just dollar cost average, as I just said before. But on the daily time frame, we've made this new all-time high. So we break above 3,500. Thing is, on the relative strength index, for example, we've already gone into extremely overvalued on the daily time frame. You can spend a lot of time in there, but it just means you're not making a new all-time high while you're down here, and there's lots of room to move before you get overheated, overbought, I should say. Not oversold, overbought. Overvalued, overbought. Okay, so you can punch up higher, okay, but just from there, bear in mind, you will start to tick over a bit. Cool. If I show you on the weekly time frame as well, here's something that's potentially playing out, which we've talked about already, where you make a higher high, but if it's not matching on the relative strength index, that's called divergence. And in this case, it would be a bearish divergence. Okay, it's signaling the momentum is running out. Cool. So for example, now we are technically now in a higher high. And if you see on the relative strength index down here, that's definitely a lower high, okay? In order to say, okay, we're just continuing rocketing onwards and upwards from here, you would need to see a very significant price rise with a very significant momentum indicator rise as well. So you'd be talking like way kind of, up here, and then this would have to get like crossing above here. Okay, this could happen. We're in price discovery. So this now is just soothsaying, it's crystal ball, that kind of stuff. So nobody knows, and do not listen to anyone who says they 100% know it's definitely going to this price or that price or whatever. There are better people than me that predict prices, so, you may have a better source. Let me know. But yeah, the short answer is we will see, I think. I think this is the most obvious and the most reasonable answer is I think we see a move, and then I do think this turns into some kind of maybe lower prices, maybe even getting down kind of below this kind of level here, below that kind of 3,100 kind of level. That's my guess at this stage. Could I be wrong? Yes, doesn't matter anyway. Not really, dollar cost average. And I'll be happy to be wrong, and I'm not placing that bet, okay? I'm not placing any bets. I'm not getting out of my positions in gold or gold stocks, etc. I'm not. And when we take a look at silver, from my cold, dead hands, getting rid of my silver or getting rid of my silver stocks, for example. We'll get to silver in a second. But I see something like that-ish happening, okay? Again, because on the weekly time frame, we're just getting a little overheated. Now, on the daily, though, let's ponder where could be some areas that we could come up to find a rough kind of range, okay? Let me just get rid of all of that for you too, just so you can see it all a little bit better. If I had a way, and there probably is someone in the comments are going to go, you just need to push that button, Joe. Yeah, fair enough. Let's see, not that one, that one. There we go. So I've done some Fibonacci extension here, and we've had these fibs drawn in for a while from this high and this low. This is on the daily time frame. The most logical area for a little bit of that sort of blow off top is right here. I'm going to say it's around about 3,750 US dollars. Let me see if there's other areas of confluence as well. If I take it from, I guess, other lows and other highs, something like that. If I take it from here and here, let's just see if there's anything matching up. I haven't done this ahead of time, so there might not be. Okay, let me take it from there and there. Is there anything lining up? No, not even. So I'm going to stick with roughly that $3,700 to $3,800 range, I think is the most likely area where we can creep up to, probably no higher than about that $3,750, I think, before we have some kind of tick over on the daily time frame. And then we need to see, okay, where is that sitting on the weekly time frame as well? So yeah, my opinion, let's say, for example, if you need some exact numbers, don't quote me on it, 3,750, 3,800, this will form a higher high. This will form some kind of equal high or lower high on the relative strength index. And then we have some kind of consolidation. Now, am I saying 100% it goes below that low right there? No. I mean, you could certainly, I just do think you probably come back and visit this range here, bare minimum. Okay, I think you'll break that back down below. Higher high, lower high, and then you come back down into this general range, bare minimum. And until that happens, and until we know where it's peaking at, I can't give you, any kind of retracement kind of ranges. But that's the most likely scenario. Okay, up here, this general area, bearish divergence, and then we see some lower prices. Now that is just on the weekly time frame. Okay, on the monthly time frame, let me just zoom out for you. For gold, over the longer term, and I'll show you, not even the monthly. Let me show you the. Let's go to the yearly, shall we? This is the yearly time frame of gold. Okay. Is there much else to say? Not really. Look, over the longer term, number go up, number go down. But look at this. We're just in a clear primary uptrend. I mean, this is going back to 1970, all right? Primary uptrend. Is it going anywhere but up over the longer term? Not really. Are we going to see moves like this coming soon? Yes, it happened here. It happened here. We're in this kind of curve kind of right now, up and down, etc. But, $8,000, $10,000 gold in the, number of years to come, 5 years, 3 to 5 years, possibly a little bit longer. Yeah, absolutely. So primary trend is up. Okay, primary trend is up, and it's looking great for gold. Okay, just watch out for what I mentioned. Again, on the yearly time frame as well, you've got room to move. on the relative strength index as well. You're nowhere near kind of toppy kind of levels yet, and the price can creep much, much higher and higher. Okay, so that's what I'm looking out for gold. Great to see it at a brand new all-time high. You might be asking, when silver? Same question, people. When silver all-time high? Well, here it is on the yearly time frame. USD, we are still above that $40 mark. That is fantastic to see. Well, okay, $40.90. We might be potentially breaking $41 in the next 24 hours, roughly. Could be even sooner. Silver, cup, handle, yearly time frame, 45 years in the making. Again, do I need to say more? Not really. Yes, the number will go up a bit. The number will go down. They'll try to fake you out to shake you out. Okay, once we get to that $50 level, and I'm just going to be, this is my opinion on when all-time high for silver, it can be as soon as the end of this year. Okay, there is nothing telling me, that's kind of like a double negative. There's nothing telling me that we can't, at least bare minimum, spike up to $50 in 2025. We're at the start of September, all of September, October, November, all of December. We have 4 months. Okay, you can easily hit $50 and possibly, I'm not going to say break it, okay, but at least hit the all-time high in 4 months' time. Not a problem whatsoever. And of course, look at it on the longer term. Cup and handle, we're going higher from here. We're going to break 50. We're going to get to triple digit US dollar silver. And my opinion is much higher over the longer term. Okay, again, number go up, number go down. Don't sweat the small stuff. Look at the longer term, and just dollar cost averaging is the best way to go. Now, let's take a look on the monthly time frame. Again, great to see it above 40 US dollars. On the monthly time frame, you can see here we've just gone into extremely overvalued, that overbought kind of territory. Okay, and let's just look at previous history. Okay, so here, this is back in August of 2020. We went into overvalued, okay, overbought, and we spent a little bit of time there, but not a lot. Okay, look back here in 2011. Were you in silver back in 2011? I certainly was. I rode this thing getting into it, around about September of 2010, rode it all the way up to 50. You can see here we went into extremely overvalued, and that was at $31. Then it had a bit of a dip and it spent some more time there. And that's when we had that nearly $20 extra move to $50. Okay, so my point is, we are in extremely overvalued on the monthly time frame, but you can spend a lot of time there and the price can move higher. So again, that's why I'm saying $50 or higher than $50, the new all-time high for silver in 2025 in the next 4 months, still absolutely doable. So that's my opinion, okay? Silver can hit a new all-time high in 2025. Not guaranteed, but let's look at the weekly now. Let's get down a little bit smaller. Here's some good news I like. Yeah, I really like that. Okay, on the weekly time frame, we've made this higher high. Okay, so we're making higher highs on the weekly. Good news is that's also convergent with the RSI. So we didn't make an equal high or a lower high. Okay, so we haven't ticked over. So that's, the momentum is still just onwards and upwards. There's no any kind of massive bearish divergence, any bearish divergence on the weekly time frame. That is good. We're also coming up possibly to test this level here. You could say, some people might say, well, look at this, higher high, lower high. Here's the thing, the weekly hasn't pivoted yet. We haven't seen a new weekly pivot just yet. So that can pivot higher. We can get up to 42, 43 even, and this can then start to make a higher high, and then it's just onwards and upwards. Cool. So that's looking good. Daily. Here's the daily. Daily might be a little bit different. Daily time frame. Okay, no, we're actually matching the high. Okay, the daily's even saying to me, look at this. So again, higher high. Could we tick over here? Sure, higher high, equal high. Okay. And I'll show you on the 4 hourly and the 1 hourly. Let's just have a look at, okay, so this is where it might be a little bit different. You might see a little bit of a downward movement in silver coming. Okay. Again, this is intraday stuff and it doesn't really matter over the longer term. But for those, interested in following the weekly weather report, We have gone into extremely overvalued on the 4-hour time frame on silver. And if I show you on the 1 hour, there's probably some bearish divergence playing out. Yes, there is. Okay, can you see it? Higher highs, lower highs, higher highs. Cool. And it's now, look at the rate that it's creeping up. Okay, you've got these big spikes, right? Spikes up and then consolidates. Now this is just kind of like just yammering along. That's not even a word, but it's just kind of meandering along now. Yeah, a couple of little higher highs, but yeah, so steam's running out a little bit on the 1 hour time frame, and you can see that bearish divergence playing out. So on balance of probability, I'm going to say with on the 1 hour time frame and the 4 hour time frame, I would expect to experience a bit of a dip within the next, by the end of the week. I think we'll probably see a bit of a dip from here. Where we dip to, don't know. If you don't want to see it go, really much lower, then you don't want to see it break back down below 40. But I think that's possible. Breaking back below 40 is doable this week again because of that higher high, lower high. Momentum's just starting to wane, and don't stress if it breaks back below 40 because again, this is the 1 hour time frame. This stuff doesn't matter. But I'll show you on the 4 hour what you'd be looking at. And I did have this drawn in. Previously. That was from yesterday's live show, I think it was. If we're ticking over around about here, then let's have a quick look-see. That's the one. And I did have another one drawn in, but we'll take it from here and here. See, here's the thing. We haven't even pivoted yet. So this is all spitballing, right? But if, for example, if we did not spike a little bit higher, and if that's the low and that's the high, then you've got the normal support range. And I'd favor the top end, and that's at about $39.40. And also, this range here would be uber bullish. And I had this drawn in previously, and I don't know why it didn't come up for me. I call this the uber bullish text. Uber bullish range. Okay. If you do something like this, we tick over around about here-ish. Looks like we're going to see a little bit more of a higher move in the next few hours, though. If you tick over around about here, bouncing off there is uber bullish because that's the 0.236, and bouncing off there is also uber bullish as well. This is kind of like your normal support range. It's like, that's good, that's fine. You just don't want it to see it. Definitely, that's a weak bounce. A very weak bounce would be here at that $38.50 level. So you don't want to see that broken, but mate, silver's looking great over the longer term. I'm expecting a little bit of a down move soon again because of that bearish divergence on the tick up. The tick up into overbought on the 4 hour time frame and on the 1 hour time frame. The bearish divergence currently playing out. Cool. Yeah, that's what I'm expecting. Some lower prices probably coming by the end of this week. Could I be wrong? Yes. Dollar cost average, best way to do it. Silver's going to the moon and all that kind of stuff over the longer term. That is silver. Quickly look at platinum and quickly copper. Okay, here is platinum on the, platinum on the 1 hour time frame, price in USD, 1,412. What did we do here? Okay, I'll get rid of you. I don't want you. Nope, I want you. That one. Cool. All right, so we have... No, I do want you. I want that other one. There we go. Let me get rid of that and that and that and you. Cool. From this high and this low, hey, great news. We are now through the zag zone. Okay, so from this high and this low, we're through the 0.618. That's at that 1,395 we talked about yesterday or the day before yesterday, and we're through it. This is very strong, okay, for platinum. As long as we remain above there, we bounce off there, and then I'm saying, okay, new interim high for platinum coming really, really soon. Okay, while we're above there, we've shot through there. That high, that low, through the zag zone, yeah, looking really good for platinum. At the moment, this might negate what I said a couple of days ago that I thought we might see a bounce down into some lower prices. Could be wrong. Could rocket up from here. Just got to remain above 1,350. If we get back into this range here, then I say, oh, okay, yeah, that's pretty much setting up for a lower move. we'll talk about it when we get there. But on the upward, in the upward direction, yeah, okay, let's see. Okay, weekly time frame. Looks like we could be making a play for the next Fibonacci level, which would be, I would watch out for $1,700 as the next major level. Okay, so hot tip, $1,700 is the next major Fibonacci level. Okay, and I'd expect some resistance there. Why? Bunch of cluster of resistance here from this high and this low. Let me get rid of that for you so you can see a little bit better. Cool. We came up to test around about that area there, that 1330, and this cluster of trapped money where we're about to, looks like we might be testing to get through, and then the next area of resistance right there. Bang on it. Isn't that interesting? From that high and that low, Fibonacci is Fibonacci for the win. Okay, yeah, so watch 1700 as your next possible area of resistance. I just want to show you the weekly again. The relative strength index, that's giving me a little bit of a pause. So until we're breaking 1,480, we just have to be aware that on the weekly time frame, we've already gone into extremely overvalued or overbought. So we're not out of the woods just yet. It's got to break that 1,480, okay? And what you can do, actually, what is actually quite possible you could do is you could have that move up to that 1,700 kind of area. What does that form or potentially form? Higher high, but then an equal or lower high in the relative strength index, and then we tick over there. So what prices love to do is they love to get into, they love to go up to a certain point. They get extremely overvalued. They have a bit of a retrace. This is on all assets, right? Then they make a higher high, and what it does is it gets people really excited, okay? And it breaks this level, and they go, see, we're still continuing upwards, onwards and upwards, guys. It's to the moon and all that. And then it forms a lower high on there, and that's when it goes, ha ha. All right, time for a bit more of a retrace. So just watch out for that for platinum. That's a more likely scenario for me, actually. So I am expecting a higher high, but I think you could see that kind of thing play out. Anyway, that's platinum. Over the longer term, though, platinum is looking absolutely fantastic, just like the other precious metals. And if I just get rid of all that for you, just look at on the yearly time frame. Okay. Again, what else do I need to say? We have now formed a higher high on the yearly time frame. Uber bullish. Okay, the last high was in 2021. Number go up, number go down, but we are making a play, and we will make a play for the all-time high in platinum. That's at 2,300, and I think we'll make new all-time highs for platinum over the longer term as well. This is only the beginning for platinum too. And finally, let's take a very quick look at copper. Oh, here is copper on the yearly time frame. Looks like on the monthly, I'll go to the daily for you. Looks like we are almost okay. Finally, we're getting out of that $4.50 kind of range. Wow, we're up another 10 cents roughly, so $4.65. Okay, bullish on copper on the longer term. We had that move to the all-time high. That was to do with tariffs, and then I think the tariffs got removed. I think that's why we had that move to $6 all-time high, and then back down here. It's been, as the term I use, faffing around since the start of August, around about that $4 to $4.50 mark. We've finally broken out. That's good to see. Let's see. In order to say onwards and upwards from here with copper, there, I've got all my stuff drawn in already. I need to see it clear $5.12 roughly, and then I'll say, okay, new all-time high coming for copper really soon. Cool. But do something like this where I've drawn it here where you go up and then find support and then break that $5.10, $5.12 level. Looking great for copper. And I just want to show you, I haven't shown you any other stocks, but I want to show you the COPX. Okay, this is the Copper Miners Index. What do you notice there? Okay, big downward movement. This is on the daily time frame. And then if I go back, the COPX has been doing really well. Okay, it's massively outperforming copper spot price. So this is the global Copper X Miners ETF. Okay, so if you want to get into copper miners, but you don't want to buy individual ones, you don't want to take that risk, then you buy something like the Copper Miners Index. And on the monthly time frame, it is just looking absolutely, I was going to say golden, but it's looking absolutely copper. Okay, looking great. We've broken a decline on the relative strength index. Let me check. Okay, I'm going to use the on balance volume as well. The volume is also ticking up as well, so it looks like volume is confirming the move, which is good. So I am expecting a new high here, a new interim high. I'm actually expecting the all-time high to be broken. That's at 62, and I'm bullish over in copper and copper miners, on copper and copper miners over the longer term. If I show you the quarterly, quarterly, look at the volume on the quarterly. Okay, so on the quarterly time frame, the volume is absolutely leading the price. Okay, so you're seeing a massive, look at this, for example. Look at that. Okay, look at the difference between that and that. That says since about here, so since about January-ish of 2024, the volume has been coming into the copper minus index a lot on those dips. Okay, so when you're seeing those dips, it means look at the buying volume. The buy pressure is higher, and the buying volume is leading the price. That's generally an indicator of higher prices to come. You don't trade the signals, you don't trade the volume signals, you trade the price action first and foremost. But gee, it's looking pretty darn good. Obviously, the price action would be if you get through there at that $52.30 kind of mark. That would signal, okay, a higher high and just making higher highs and higher lows. And yeah, I'm expecting a break of that 62 level. Once we get to the previous all-time high, we'll talk about where we can go higher from there. But it's looking great for the COPX as well. So watch out for that non-financial advice. I am going to give you some advice though. You should totally buy from Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au. Why? In Australia, I think they're the best bullion dealer. How would I know? Who's this random dude on the internet? I happen to have worked for 3 major gold and silver bullion dealers. If you'll probably know me if you're in Australia and you've been in precious metals for a while. You know my face. You definitely know my voice. I've worked for Goldstackers, okay, back in 2013 to 2016. I worked for Bullion Now from 2019 to 2018, 2019 to 2022. I was their first employee. I also launched and grew their YouTube channel. You've seen their unboxing videos and all that. That was all me, baby. See my voice, hear my voice behind the camera with all the other wonderful staff members there at Bullion Now. I launched it, man. So that was me. I've served thousands of customers in my time. I also worked for Ainslie Bullion as well. I revitalized their social media channels. I didn't serve customers there. I was purely social media. I've worked for 3 of the big boys. I know what I'm talking about when I say Perth Bullion Exchange. Perthbullion.com.au, I think, is doing the best in the biz at the moment. Why? Well, they were the first business to give you free shipping in Australia. Buy over a certain amount, you get free shipping. Have 20 or more items in your shopping cart, you get instant. I say instant, not as in they send it straight away. Sometimes they send it same day if you can pay same day. But you get free delivery, sign-on delivery. It's express delivery. They're not going to send it via snail mail just because you get it for free. Okay, watch out for anyone. Watch out for any new company that finally comes out and goes, okay, as an Australian bullion dealer, we'll give you free shipping. How are they going to send it? Is it express or is it going via snail mail? Okay, you get an express mail with Perth Bullion Exchange, and it's free when you have 20 or more items in your shopping cart. As I said, it's not a dollar value. You can have 20 of the cheapest thing on their website. You still get free delivery. Okay, perthbullion.com.au. I really want you to head over to Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com. Why? Do you want to learn to be a better investor? That's a sales tactic. It's called a leading question because you can't answer anything but yes. Yes, of course you want to be a better investor. So head over to masteringthemarkets.com. Consider checking out their Dow Theory Principles and Technical Analysis Foundations course. It's a 10-week course. I'm actually doing that course, which is Unit 1 of which is part of the year-long comprehensive course that I'm currently undergoing with masteringthemarkets.com. So it's been absolutely fantastic. I'm in like week 6 at the moment. I've learned so much in such a short amount of time, and it's only going to get better. So go to masteringthemarkets.com. Australian-based, but anyone from around the world can do one of their courses. Their next course starts in 40 days. So you've got a bit of time to go to masteringthemarkets.com and check it out. I believe it's the 10-week course that's starting in about 40 days' time. If you don't want to be doing a course, that's okay. Guess what? My understanding is when you join, you can join the Academy, academy.masteringthemarkets.com for free. Okay? There is a free version. Okay, you can just join for free and just be free forever. However, if you want access to all their educator calls, the multiple live streams every week and all that, there is a paid subscription version as well. And it's highly worth it. Even if you don't do a course with them, sign up for a free account, wet your whistle. They'll tease you a little bit with all their free stuff, and then I think you're going to want to join. And for what you get for what you pay for, let me tell you, you really want to be a part of it. academy.masteringthemarkets.com. And finally, I will give one more plug for my Silver Investor Club. 61 members, just launched it. Okay, this is a fantastic community. This is the community for silver investors worldwide, whether you're in Australia, the US, wherever you are watching this video. Everyone is welcome, and it is currently free. It will not be free forever. I'm going to start charging at some point. Now, I don't know what model that's going to be and how much it's going to be. It could be just everyone starts paying. It could be a freemium model. There might be like a free tier and then some paid tiers. But let me show you what you're getting for free currently. Okay, it is absolutely the community, lively community. There's already just people are just gas bagging in there already. My notifications are going off tap. Exclusive specials from multiple bullion dealers. We have Ricky from Perth Bullion Exchange, who is joining us on our weekly live stream hangout. And now it's a private one. I go live on Tuesdays, on Thursdays on YouTube and on X, okay? But we're doing an extra one on Friday mornings, okay? It's a live stream. It's just to hang out, okay? Just talk about what you've stacked recently, talk about stocks, talk about anything silver related, but also there, Ricky will join us and he's going to release a exclusive special for those members only, okay? And I'm going to give you a heads up. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I'm going to say the first hangout we're doing on Friday, the special is ridiculous. It's ridiculous for the price you're paying for what this product is, okay? Great deal, okay? And I highly recommend you check it out. Cool, so head over to Silver Investor Club. I'll put a link somewhere below, and you're going to want to stay for the long term. Silver Investor Club. Let's do a synchronized slurp to end the show. I do this on the live show, and I do it at the end of every recorded show as well. Grab your tasty beverage. I've got mine. Have you got yours? Tell me what you're drinking in the comments. The rule is you must slurp it. You must do it audibly. It's the slurp heard around the world. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Thanks for watching a precious metals price update. It went longer than I thought, but so much to talk about here in precious metals land. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Stay safe, stay informed. Keep stacking whatever you're stacking, and I'll see you soon.